So I finally got the fuel line I needed for the L322 to make it slightly more safe to drive. So I threw that in, and I'm ready to take it on its first drive. That is not just moving it from parking spot to another parking spot. Okay, anyway, let's take it for a drive. Okay, so suspension fault, not surprising. But it starts up fine, even though it has no gas in it at all. It is warm. Let's see, does the AC work? Okay, that's a check rear light fault, check coolant level, suspension fault, tire system monitoring fault, range 4 miles. All right. The backup camera started working. It's pretty impressive. And not surprising, the HVAC is doing nothing. So let's... Whew. All right, it is not a cool day here. My water pump leaks like a sieve. The amount of coolant that's on the ground as soon as you park it is pretty incredible. The transmission is kind of shifting. Not really. Oh, it was an unexpected shift. RPMs are fluctuating, hunting to try to find an idle. Whoop. That was a really hard downshift. It kind of feels like there's a small British man inside of my transmission housing. Nope, and I'm stuck. All right, oh. There we go. Oh yeah, this thing is not happy at all. I think first gear might be gone. I've got it in sport mode now, but it keeps stalling basically. Oh. Boy, this is really terrible. In addition to that, in my short drive, I can tell the only reason the control arms are still attached is probably due to the air pressure up at our sea level here, above sea level here. These things, man, they feel like they're gonna fall out at any second. Brakes feel awful. Let's see about acceleration. Do we have any? Okay. Accelerates. Engine's healthy. We're not overheating yet, even though it's 90 degrees. This is not drivable. I mean, it is. When I was replacing the fuel line, I discovered under all the plastic paneling, transmission fault, there it is, finally showing itself, that the brake lines are also very, very rusted. So at any moment, I expect applying the brake pedal, they will just fail. The recounting, I think that was 7 faults at startup, in addition to however many really awful running conditions this thing has. So we are back home now. That was maybe a mile that we just did. Well, we are back, and while that was a whole lot of fun, I think that pretty much confirms my first take on this original kind of thought that this thing is too far gone. Although the suspension's leveled out on this side, it does have a mean kind of lean to it. That other side is in off-road mode, and this one is in kind of normal mode. So what's next for this thing? Well, unfortunately, there are just too many issues to make this a viable project. You can have these pretty cheaply, already pretty well sorted. $10,000 to $12,000 will get you a fairly low mileage, well taken care of example, and I could put $10,000 into this thing and it would still be awful. See, it's got that rust on the body, and that goes all underneath the door there, and really the rust is the least of this thing's problems, but that body work alone, you know, pretty much condemns the truck. So this isn't really a Rover rescue, this is a Rover condemnation, unfortunately. Okay, so it's been about a month since I filmed, what am I talking about, a month? It's been weeks, maybe even multiple months since I filmed that video, and you can see the L322 is gone. Sitting in its place is my LR3. I've just been driving this daily, but ultimately what I decided was that it was too much for me to take on. Let's be honest, I haven't even had time to film the end of the video, much less do any kind of parting out or working on it. So I've just been driving this. If you watch any of the other videos I posted back in September, October of last year, I bought an actually pretty decent L322, but decided not to keep it. Not any fault of its own. Just wasn't the truck that I wanted, so I let it go and kept this. But I said stay tuned because I'm looking for something that I think you all will like. And what that was a Jag XFR, the mid-sized supercharged V8 family sedan. I love those things. They're great value for money, but with the way the market's been, it's been extremely difficult finding the right vehicle. So I've just been driving this until recently, thanks to Sports Car Workshops and Addicted Motors. I found my new daily, my new fun daily, and here it is, a cousin of early L322 Range Rovers. It is a 540i Touring 2000 BMW, and I am the third owner. It was originally a Vermont car owned by a lady who, when she took it in for service, she did every recommended service that the BMW dealership said she should do. So it was really well overly maintained. I bought it from the second owner, who was a friend of a friend, and he added the M5 bumper, the wheels, and what's interesting about those, they look a little bit more aggressive than when you see these normally. That's because they are a square setup. They are 4 rear wheels. So he added those, he had the headlights rebuilt, and timing chains, control arms, everything else. So that was all already done. He also had just had the rear air suspension rebuilt. The paint on this thing is great. It's super clean. There's only one minor scratch on it. I would personally prefer the black interior, but this tan interior is in really great shape. 160, less than 160,000 miles on it. So it does have one other surprise, and I will show you that now. But yeah, the resonator's been deleted, and when they sent me that video, that solidified it for me. It just sounds so good, and it's not overly loud when you're driving along, so it's pretty much perfect. Gives it just the right amount of sound. I think I'll keep this one for a while. I told myself if I keep it for more than a year, then I'll have it 6-speed swapped. Again, I would do that. It's pretty well documented online on how to do it, but I just honestly don't have the time. So thanks for watching. I appreciate the support. I've got more videos in the works. I'll try not to make you wait so long in between. Let me know if you want to see more content on this E39, and I'll make some more videos on it. I think it's a neat car, but I've got more to to tell you about on the P38. I've got an update for the series, and I've got one more that doesn't have to do with any Land Rover or BMW. So I'll get those out soon, hopefully. Again, I appreciate the support, and I'll see you again next time.